Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. In the last episode, we arrived at Yavin and did a little shopping there. We didn't find a whole lot that we were interested in while we were located there, though. No real weapon upgrades for our companions, and I'm fine on armor at the moment for everyone. So we came to Tatooine to search for weapons here. And we found, I thought it was a blaster pistol, but when I went back to look at it again, it was a blaster rifle. So we found an upgraded blaster rifle for $9,000, which I did indeed purchase, by the way, off screen. We'll go ahead and take a look at it right now together in the craftables here, and we'll see what it does so far. We'll read about it really quick, and then we're going to be off to Korriban to meet Mika something. I forget his last name there. Because when we were on Tatooine, we were approached by a Twi'lek who wants to help Darth Revan overthrow Malak and has gear to assist with this endeavor. Now, I took a look online to see what this merchant sells, and he doesn't actually sell anything I'm interested in. It's mostly armor upgrades. There might be a belt or a headpiece that I could benefit from, though, and I wouldn't mind visiting Bree. I believe he had a pistol, an upgraded pistol. So that will give us one more upgradable item for Karth. By the way, happy 4th of July, everyone. I can hear fireworks going on outside my house from my neighbors across the street. Maybe you guys can hear them too. Alright, so here is the pistol. That's right, the assault rifle. Jaumo's Hogra's carbine. This was the weapon of the mercenary Jaumo Hogra, and was supposed to protect him against the many enemies he earned in his lifetime. Hogra's skill didn't match his potential, however. So, this is it normally. 3 through 10 energy damage with 1 through 4 extra physical. Crits on 19 through 20, or rather that's a critical threat, and attack modifier is +2. So, the scope gives it +1 more to hit and 1 more energy damage. The beam splitter as an extra D4 damage, and the hair trigger gives it +2 more to hit. I don't have any other improved energy cells, so I am hoping that we can get some of those over on Korriban as well. I don't remember if there was any out here. I didn't see any on the two-headed creature outside that is selling them. Anyway, I'm recording this rather than heading over to Korriban directly, because I already visited Korriban, but then I bumped into the quest continuation, which is supposed to happen with Canderous, because I took him in my group. So we're going to go back there, take Canderous again, and we should have that encounter. So let's go ahead and do this. Off we go to Korriban. Alright everyone, here we are. Had a space combat. Now that I know I can use the keyboard to actually pivot the turret, it's a lot easier and nowhere near as frustrating as it happened with just a mouse. I couldn't get the sensitivity of the mouse up as high as I wanted it to be. A heads up as well, by the way, everyone, that even though I spent 9,000 bucks on that new pistol, I sold all of the garbage on Tatooine as well. All those small blaster rifles, any adrenal stamina boosters and everything of that sort, all that was scrapped. Let's take Zalbar and Canderous with us. And Zalbar has leveled, so let's do this really quick. So we'll give him +1 dex. I don't think this matters very much. Actually, I guess this does help his armor class, so we'll take it. And for his skills, demolitions, treat injury, and awareness. He leveled again. We're going to do the same exact skill set. He gets a feat now. We might as well give him more hit points. Okay. Well done, Zalbar.
Yes?
Now, last time it happened right on my way to this portal. So let's see if it occurs again.
Ah, so we meet again, Canderous. It has been quite a long time.
Joggy?
Do you know him, Canderous?
He was a warrior under my command up to the Battle of Althir. But I thought...
You thought I was dead, didn't you? You thought all of us that you had sent on that attack had perished. You sent us to die in a foolish attack, while you directed your forces elsewhere. You broke from the battle plan and let us die for it, so that you could have the honor of being the first to kill the enemy commander.
Tough decisions are made in war.
That does not excuse what he did to us.
I did what was prudent at the time. If I had not done it, the battle would have...
The battle would have been won anyway. I am tired of your excuses, Canderous. I have spent years tracking you down since the clans were banished, and I will not rest until I've had my vengeance.
If you're gonna face Canderous, you'll face me as well.
I am not afraid of you, and if you choose, you can die by his side as well. I challenge you, Canderous. I challenge you to fight the fight you fled that day above Althir, in the dune seas of Tatooine. I will be waiting for you. I have spread the news of the challenge since I learned you had landed on this world. All the surviving Mandalorian clans know of what I do here, and that we shall meet on Tatooine to settle this debt of vengeance once and for all. If you fail to meet me there, you shall be stripped of all honor and forever cast out of our society. It will be you and me alone in the dune seas of Tatooine. A final battle that can only end in death. I shall be waiting for you there, Canderous.
I'm about to say, I think he vanishes. Okay! So we will go right back to Tatooine when we're done here. So we are absolutely going to buy this pistol from Bree first. Then we'll talk to Maki and see what he is selling. Oh, I suppose while I'm here, is there anything else I want?
Sure.
There may be another item or two here. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and talk with Bree. Let me see your merchandise, Bree. Okay, so this is the pistol we want. Cassius Fett's heavy pistol. Cassius Fett was rarely seen without his adaptable blaster. Famous for killing the captain of the flagship Republic frigate at the Battle of Jaga's Cluster, he is presumed dead. Purchased. Everything else here we've sold to him, basically. I just want to check to see if he's got anything that I might have wanted that I never noticed before. Okay, he does not have anything else. Alright, so we'll upgrade this back on the Ebon Hawk for Karth. Now, I took a peek at the normal merchants on the wiki as well, and there isn't another upgradable pistol. This is it. So it was Karth's pistol, Bendek's blaster, and this one. And the pistols I think Karth is currently using are actually better than Bendek's pistol and or Karth's normal upgradable pistols. So I guess we're only going to have one of them, unless the DLC has added another merchant with a pistol. Maybe on Manon. I don't think there's any merchants on Kashyyyk. Dantooine, I believe, is destroyed. Zygrom says you sell special items.
Discadosoki, Copa Bono Nakachu, Labora na Winky Smaktoma, Kuyami, Jusku Chitanai, Uchua Penki, Topa na Ota Vokasa, Yubabato Kanchi, Yatuka Ulan, Chiwa Aita Kan Kicha na Jupornibo, Kun Muli Ras Limo Poiwanga, Tang Itwamaji, Human Act in Ikatune.
We're not going to talk about our looking to shed the reputation of Revan. If it helps us get gear, we will totally use that to our advantage. What kinds of things do you have for sale?
Tinkuinkuka, Kingba ni Chalora Kun, Tung Abashun ni Chunchi, Kakin Cha Nawabagaon, Changwaba Chinyo, Shangwi Chama Ucha, Wish Uyong Kun, Tong Itwamachi, Discadosoki, Copa Bono Nakachu, Labora na Winky Smaktoma, Kuyami, Jusku Chitanai, Uchua Penki, Topa na Ota Vokasa, Yubabato Kanchi, Yatuka Ulan.
Do you know a lot about the Ebon Hawk and its previous owners?
Tong Hitwama Ag Inkotune, or Tong Hiwama Ji Aki Inkotun, Tong Panokun, Nonek, Chiwi Aita Ka Chong Chicha, Ki Mulira Kun King, Kingba no Kun Nik Dorcha, Chiwa Aita Kan Kicha na Jupornibo, Kun Mulira Slimo Poiwanga, Tong Itwama Ji, Human Act in Ikatune.
And what do you say?
Discadosoki, Copa Bono Nakachu, Labora na Winky Smaktoma, Kuyami, Jusku Chitanai, Uchua Penki, Topa na Ota Vokasa, Yubabato Kanchi, Yatuka Ulan, Tong Hitwama Ag Inkotune, or Tong Hiwama Ji Aki Inkotun, Tong Panokun, Nonek, Chiwi Aita Ka Chong Chicha. Ki Mulira Kun King, Kingba no Kun Nik Dorcha, Kakin Cha Nawabagaon, Pichage Borang Turang, Nada Chawa Yishun Kun, Noba Mulira Tilai Kunka, Kang Nibora Tong Chitsa, Chesko Yohaba Kaba no Pito Ula,
I don't believe in curses.
Tong Hiwama Ji Aki Inkotun. Kachopa Bogra Shanko Tachicha, Chawa Wiskun Yun Kun. Oh, Chow Baso.
No offense taken, Mika. Let me see your premium items.
Kimba no Konik Dorcha.
Alright, so here's what he's got. So, life support packs. I think we've bought most of these from every other location. Good to know he sells them. He's also selling them at a higher markup than any other merchant. So this is going to be the most expensive stuff in the game. So I don't need, again, we don't need any other armor. Yeah, none of this. We're fine with the armor we've got. We've already spent money on it, and it's almost all fully upgraded. We just need one more, I think, armor reinforcement for Mission's suit of armor. I'm not buying thermal detonators. We don't need them that badly. Stabilizer mask. Immune to mind affecting, +2 to all saves. Might be useful. Interface visor. I think this is what Karth is already wearing. +5 strength gauntlets. That would be great for Zalbar. He's selling Verpine prototype shields. These are some of the best shields in the game, though we should be fine without them. This is a very nice belt. +4 to all saves and +2 dexterity. Even though we wouldn't benefit from the dexterity for our strength, for our armor class, it would benefit us for our chance to hit, and I believe damage is affected by it as well in this game. And +4 save all for us would be really handy, so I'm tempted to purchase that. +4 dex. Implant. Regeneration 2 implant. Alright, we definitely want this armor reinforcement. Let's take that. We needed an energy cell. Let's grab that. And I don't think I need any of the other... You know what? I'm going to buy another projector, because I don't think I have another one of these on the ship. But I think I do have a beam splitter. So, am I going to buy... I think we're going to buy this belt. Okay, that's good. We'll go ahead and put this belt on ourselves for +4 to all saves and +2 dex. Canderous is using a +3 fortitude save. He, I think, already has a fantastic fortitude, right? What's his constitution? Oh, not as good as I thought it was. Alright, he'll keep his... he'll keep the fortitude save belt.
What?
Was there really nothing else? Oh, hold on. He's saying something new. I have heard of this. I meant to just look at his items again. I've heard a disturbing rumor, John Logic. A hunter matching your descriptions reported to have slain a cracked dragon on Tatooine. Please, tell me it wasn't you. What business is of yours if I hunt krayt dragons?
Kakincha nawabakaon. Pichage borang turang. Nada chawa yishun kun. Achua penki. Yun patisa. Tichuba jikotka na.
I'm not scared of anything. Not even a krayt dragon.
Uba baska dwana chichopa muska. Kinba nikcha lora kun. Kiyuma batmalyaw no wish. Kachiwa aita kang ki jiyokaku.
Well, let me see them again. Just want to verify he wasn't selling anything else I'm interested in. Just those gauntlets. But these gauntlets are the rest of our cash. We'll be down to 6,000 bucks if I buy those. So I don't need them at the moment. Not for 22,000. And what are you currently using? +2 strength. I mean, it would be really handy for Zalbar to get an extra +1 to damage and hit. But I'm not sure who's coming with me in the final areas of the game yet. It's been a while, actually, since we've taken Zalbar with us, though, hasn't it? We finished all of Kashyyyk, then we went back and finished more of Manon. I think that's what we did. It's been a while. And then we went and took care of all of Korriban.
I understand you're receiving training at the monastery, citizen. Congratulations.
What do you have on offer?
You certainly can.
All right, let's see. Is he selling anything I might want? Prototype blaster, not upgradable. Verpine ocular enhancer. +1 dex, 5 damage resistance versus Sonic. We'll buy this. +6 demolitions, +2 demolitions, some energy shields. We probably should buy at least one more Sith energy shield since we're on our last one. Hyper battle stimulants and Ichani battle stimulants. I'm gonna buy... Oh, that's interesting. They're exactly the same cost-wise, but the Ichani is better in every way. So let's buy all of those. Does this look better on you, Canderous, than that mask? Oh, absolutely. That looks amazing on him. All right, Canderous, you're getting that then.
Sure.
And we'll swap around implants when we get back to the Ebon Hawk. That looks too good on him. Bree, one more time. Let me see what you have. What are you selling implant-wise? Right, no combat. We got so many of them. Okay, we're fine. All right, so we're gonna go back. We'll improve this pistol we just picked up, and then we'll head back over to Tatooine. Actually, I guess we'll talk to Canderous first, see what he says. He might have to do this battle by himself. still has an energy shield from ages ago.
Sure.
I think if it comes down to... Yeah, we're going to pass on those gauntlets. If it comes down to purchasing more gear, we'll purchase other shields or the like. And also, I will probably want to... After Manon, if we have time, I'm thinking we will go back to Yavin and vendor everything else I own that's not a piece of equipment I plan on using in the final areas of the game. Alright, first, pistol. So, Cassius Fett's pistol. Beam splitter. Okay, I don't have one on me. I hope that doesn't mean I don't have any left. Let's see. I don't have any left! Okay, so then I gotta go right back out there and buy the beam splitter that was available. Oh, that's so annoying. I'll do it on screen as well, because it's a real pain in the butt to... Well, it's not that much of a pain in the butt to break the video up. But this will take just a few seconds, everyone. So... You're leveling up to 16? We'll give you a dex upgrade. And for skills, computer use, repair, security, awareness. Skills, computer use, security, demolitions, awareness. Oh, demolitions. Repair. And for feats, we'll give you an extra +2 to demolitions. Little guy. There you go. Okay, now we're going to go right back to Mika. So that we can get that beam splitter. This also means that we need another energy amplifier, the other thing we picked up for the blaster rifle. You know what? I think we got on Tatooine, we'll bring HK-47. That was how we started this, right? The first planet we went... Well, we went to Tatooine first, obviously. But we went to... Tatooine is the first choice planet we were... Well, the first planet we could choose from. That was it. And we had HK and Canderous out in the desert, if I recall correctly.
Chiwi aita ka chong chicha. Agi inko tune chuna muri ra. Tong itwamaji human ak in ikatune. Chon muri ra tong pa akat intutune. Chino muri ra ni bubo tong kimba. No kun nexag. Da hupa da tenya ji juju piti. Just cronky to patslimo. Chi ita kanki.
Yeah, let me see what you have.
Kimba.
Alright, so we are here for that beam splitter. We have like 2 hair triggers and 3 other scopes, so we don't need those. We have 3 bonding alloys. We're not really using upgradable weapons, melee weapons that aren't a lightsaber. Yeah, I don't need these either. As long as you're here, Tim, maybe you do buy 2 of these. It's expensive. I'm gonna buy 1 prototype shield. That's very expensive, but I think it'll be worth it. We have enough racing bonds. I can sell them at Yavin for 6,000 bucks, which will make up for what we just purchased there. And we can sell again. Everything else will be sold at Yavin when we're done with Manon. We'll get rid of probably most of our grenades I've been holding on to. Well, I have been throwing the grenades. I haven't been throwing that many of them. I also have to consider how we're going to end the Manon quest line. If I recall correctly, I think we get a choice to shut off the KotOR collection from the planet altogether. And once we've done that, health packs, what have you, are worth a fortune after that. Yep, thank you, John, for showing up with the rest of us. Okay, weapon first, or weapons first. So, Cassius Fett's heavy pistol. The scope gives it keen, so that will lower the crit threat, which is great, and gives it +1 to hit. The beam splitter gives it an extra D4 energy damage. The hair trigger gives it +1 attack, and this will be an extra D4 energy if I care to give it that. I'm not going to do that at the moment. We're going to upgrade the carbine, and that gives it an extra D4 energy damage as well. Okay, so let's look with Canderous really quick.
I've been given a challenge I can't ignore. We've got to go to the dune seas of Tatooine so I can find Jagi and kill him for his insult to me.
What happened out there? Why is he so mad at you?
This is between me and Jagi. You don't have to get involved. If you're lucky, he might spill something before I spread him in a paste over the dunes.
God, I love the voice actor for Canderous. He's fantastic. They did a great job on his facial expressions, too. Alright, so before we go there, because I did kind of unequip this mask on Canderous, I should figure out if anyone else is going to get it. So that would be you, Karth. Could Jolie wear it? No, he can't wear it. It probably counts as medium armor. I know you can, Mission, but I think it looks terrible on you. It's going to be Karth. At the moment, at least. Okay, so where are my implants? This is explosives. They're not here either. Oh, we only got one more scope, but still, we don't have. There's not going to be any other ranged weaponry that needs it. Oh, they're not here either. I thought I had a bunch of implants lying around somewhere. Are they in here? 2 retinal implants. That's immune to critical hits. Nerve enhancement package. Let's get this. Canderous, where are you? Immune to mind affecting only. We'll still give that to you because this makes you immune to critical hits. Oh, no, it does not. Okay, this is +1 dex and reduced sonic damage. Probably pretty useless for you, actually, Canderous, if I'm being honest. We could give you Talahor's mask, actually, for +2 stealth, but that doesn't do anything for you. An interface visor. Interface visor actually is fantastic for Karth, so he's going to get that again. Okay, so we'll want a better implant for Canderous. Alright, let's do this on screen really quick. So this is the place where the things are going that I don't want to get rid of quite yet. I don't think these journals are probably useful, but we're going to store them here anyway. Oh, the armor enhancement. We need that. And it just occurs to me, the energy projector I just purchased, that's actually... This is... That's a melee upgrade. That is not a ranged upgrade. Okay, I... hold on to these other items. I guess we'll put those here. With our medical supplies. Oh, I have a dueling shield in here. Okay. Whatever. It'll still be useful, the shit we just picked up. Let's leave these here. I don't really need that advanced adrenaline. Oh, maybe we do? What is everyone else wearing for belts? You mean the mind affecting? You have a sound dampening system. I really should just drop the stealth items at this point in the game. So, you know what? We're going to do that. Sorry. We wasted all those skill points, arguably, in stealth, but the skills don't matter so much here. I said, well, again, Tim, you might use her in stealth with mission if you take both of them together. Now, as for the pistol, I'm thinking we will give it to T3. Because these two Mandalorian heavy pistols are very nice already. And you've got two of them. Yeah, we'll give it to T3. Alright, so this is going to be where everything's going to go that I plan to sell. I don't need 3 of these. We'll be selling 2 of those. Okay, let's go ahead and upgrade our armor. Or, sorry, missions armor. Right, that was the only one that's missing its armor reinforcement. And it gives it +2 more defense. That's super nice. It makes her harder to hit. Alright. Time to finally go over to Tatooine. Once we're done with Canderous, we'll come back here and we'll talk to Jolee and maybe Juhani a bit and see if they have anything else to say with their quests before we head over to Manon. Alright. Let's quick save. And I'll be right back, everyone. We're going to Tatooine again. Alright, we have landed. Let's do this. Yep, nothing else to say. I seem to remember it being a group of them versus us, not just Canderous. But I don't have a good memory of it. As long as I'm here, if there is a group of them, you should bring some grenades. Do you have grenades with you? I don't think you do. You have no grenades. They're all inside your storage. And all the mines are as well. Alright, let's get all of them. I do the sorting of stuff because I don't like having a large amount of inventory I have to scroll through to click on things to give to characters, so that's why I leave everything in those containers pretty often. Candace, we're bringing you, and we're going to bring HK. Alright. So, while we're here, I guess we'll check one more time to make sure none of the merchants are selling something I might be interested in. Pretty sure I sold all the garbage. Oh, he's selling Sith energy. He's also selling an Arcanian energy shield. We'll buy that. We'll have another extra backup. He's not selling any other weapon upgrades. The Circuit Corp doesn't. Hunting Lodge doesn't. I don't think the Mechanics Merchant sells anything either. Does the Jawa sell stuff? Let's go and talk with the Jawa by the gate again. I can't remember if he is actually a merchant. I remember he said that they would sell stuff to us after we rescued his people. At least I think that's what he said. What's that guy doing? Ah, I guess he's taking a leak by the wall there. Man, it's been a long time since we've wandered out in the desert. Last time we were out here was saving Griff. And those hunters, the Sand People, they weren't as tough. We definitely should not have gone here first, in retrospect, now that I know how difficult those, the Sand People are. Oh my god, that was difficult. I don't think there was any other merchant around here. Let's quick save again. Yep, is. Let's see if he has anything to sell to us. Oh, thank you. Goodbye. Okay, he meant trade as in gifts for rescuing his clan.
Don't know why anyone would want to leave. Nothing but sand and death out there.
Oh, good.
Thank you, sir. I guess we could kill those desert raids out here over and over and over again if we so desired. Actually, you know what?
Yeah.
We're gonna have Canderous lead us this time. This is his story, after all. Remember when we were out here so long ago now? 5 months ago. Can you believe it? I think it was 5 months ago. Close to it. And where my companions warped all the way over to the edge of the wall near Anchorhead. They had no interest in helping Jun fight out here. Oh, man. The scripting in the game, it's not the best. This is still, though, the nostalgia of this game is really powerful. I've played better RPGs now, for sure. But it's not a bad game. It's a bit frustrating, some of the balance issues. Some of it is a bit yeah, I was about to say a bit unbalanced, but I already said that. Why do I have such trouble speaking? But the voice acting is fantastic. The music is spot on. It looks good with the HD mods I have installed. The story makes sense for the most part. The user interface is easy to use, although the AI in combat is pretty stupid. You can't, unfortunately, have the game pause every so often. Where are we fighting? Is it at the accident site? I didn't see anyone else out here. You think it's at the Krayt Dragon location again? I thought it was out here somewhere. With these sunglasses, his build, and his haircut, Canderous looks a lot like Duke Nukem to me. Yeah, I don't know where to go. Alright, we're gonna break character, and we're gonna run a little bit. So I think this takes us to the Sand People territory. I don't think they're out here. We'll try the Dragon Cave. Oh, no, this is the Dragon Cave. I don't think they're here, but maybe they spawn them here as well. It'd be great if there were yet more land speeders here. We walk in the cave, we walk out, that's when we get attacked by this group. And there's even more land speeders. That'd be fantastic. Right? Who died here? It was Darth Bandon and Calo Nord. And it's a coincidence, perhaps, that Bandon came here to do what Calo could not do. I'm pretty sure we searched every inch of this place. Yeah, we did. There's nothing else here. That is just Jun. That's just Jun out there. Unless he's deciding to attack us, he just got confused. Alright, Tim, what can you talk about? So, if I was to do a desert campaign for Dungeons & Dragons, I would stress to my characters that they need to prepare themselves for the rigors of the desert itself, beyond just the combat out here. I'm a big fan of having my players spend money on proper preparations, like food that wouldn't spoil, special containers for water, maybe some lotions or oils to help them reduce the issues with the sun, some glasses or something to help them see with the glare and so on. Well, I guess that'd be mostly in Arctic areas for sun blindness. But I love doing stuff like that. I know it's people probably view it as a bunch of busy work, but it gives me an excuse to have encounters that don't involve creatures if my players haven't prepared for it fully. And it gives them something to think about other dangers that are out there. When adventuring in swamps, generally it's going to be canoes that they have. They'll guard, like one canoe will hold supplies. They'll be in other canoes. They'll protect that guard canoe. They'll have ointments to deal with stinging or biting insects that are out there. Things they can leave in certain spots so that they can find their way back if they get lost in a swamp or something of the sort. Oh, come on. I thought it was... Okay.
Ah, so you managed to come after all. I see you brought friends.
You brought some of your own as well.
Ha! Indeed I did. I foresaw that you might need help, so I arranged a distraction.
You talk too much and do little.
Big words from such a small human. But I know why he brought you here, and you shall regret his choice.
Enough of this talk, Joggy. Let's do what we came here to do.
Let's do it, Canderous.
And you shall all die.
Alright, we'll use a shield. Oh, nice! We get some time to prepare for this. It's a Sith energy shield. You'll use an level 2 energy shield.
Ready!
Alright, well, as long as they're giving us time, we'll use a battle stimulant.
What?
Sure. I used it. Canderous, you need to use one as well. Come on now, don't be shy.
What?
Acknowledgement!
Alright, let's do it. Canderous is just going to go for this guy. We'll do a power blast, master rapid shot twice, and then a standard attack. Jun, you'll do a choke. Then, actually, you'll do a choke, an affliction, and then you'll attack.
What?
Ready!
HK, you're gonna fight this one, so let's use a rapid shot. He'll probably be close enough to this other guy that we can throw grenades, so we'll throw some frags, and we'll help. Over here, we'll throw a plasma.
Die!
Oh, no, okay, they're too far away. Oh, let's not throw grenades, then. Let's not get Jun killed. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Yes, so Master Rapid Shot 2 more times. And we should actually have you use a shield disruptor.
What?
Sure.
Combat mode active.
Yeah! HK's got the rage in him. he's got the rage. He can't stop fighting.
Mode active.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. That'll show you.
Yeah, kill him! Kill every single creature out here on the sands, guys. Let's do it. Well, that was far easier than I thought it was going to be. And their corpses have already been consumed by the sands. Alright! Not bad. That was fun. Do we want to fast travel back? I can't think of anything to talk about, so let's return to the Ebon Hawk. Let's go up here and we'll talk to Canderous.
I think this has affected me in ways I didn't anticipate. I think I'll need time to sort things out. Thanks for what you did. Whatever your intentions might have been. I just need time.
That's fine, Canderous. Yep, take some time to think about it. While we're here, I said we talked to Jolie and Juhani, so let's talk to JJ.
Got something on your mind, do you?
Why did you leave the Jedi, Jolie?
Who said I left the Jedi?
I thought you did. You said you weren't a Jedi any longer.
Well, technically I was only a Padawan. Not that that makes a difference to most, but as for the Order itself, no, I never left it. It left me.
Ah, interesting. I've heard this phrase used before to quite correctly and adequately describe political views as well. What do you mean by it left you?
You know what I hate? Well, lots of things really, but I'm old and easily annoyed, but that's besides the point. What I really hate are how most people view the Jedi. Everyone thinks that the Jedi are perfect, that they can do no wrong. They think the Jedi Council is completely incapable of injustice.
I certainly don't think that.
I guess you aren't as stupid as you sometimes act. No doubt you've been on the receiving end of Jedi justice at least once, eh? And I'm not even talking about how some of us fall to the dark side. No, that's plenty indication of our fallibility, but it's something else entirely. No, I'm talking about how more than often not, your average robe-wearing Jedi can try to do the right thing and still be completely wrong.
Nobody can be right about everything.
That's true, but it's not what I meant. I guess I'm not being clear, am I? Come to think of it, I don't have to be clear. Someone my age is entitled to ramble, damn it. But for your sake, I'll try to explain. I'll tell you a little tale about a Jedi Master I once knew. Hortath, I think. Or was it Hortoth? I can never get it straight.
Go on. I'll listen.
Where was I then? Oh yes, Master Hortath. He was a kindly old Jedi who meant well. but the most nearsighted thing in the Corps, I swear. He would walk into walls, knock over tables, mistake apprentices for rancor beasts, that sort of thing. And he was too proud to submit to proper treatment. Some used to counsel him in the urge to use the Force, Master Hordath. Allow the Force to see for you. But he refused to believe that his eyes were failing. He simply squinted more and more as the years went on. The other Jedi resignedly passing it off as the amusing quirk of a compassionate old man.
I don't get it.
I'm not finished yet. Now shush! So, one day a young Padawan meets Master Hordath in the courtyard and, not knowing of his blindness, asks him for directions to the council. Quite sure of himself, Hordath gave the lad directions, which happened to lead back outside and away from the Enclave. The Padawan is confused, naturally, and he asks if Master Hordath is sure, and of course Master Hordath says that he is. The Padawan suggests that perhaps he should ask someone else, but the proud Hordath now feels insulted. He tells the Padawan to take the route he prescribed and no other. Rather dejectedly, the Padawan did as he was told, and so ended up leaving the Jedi Order forever. It was decided that the boy's fate was to leave the Order anyway, though whether that was out of respect for Hordath or because the boy went on to something else, well, we'll never know.
So the Jedi, instead of doing the right thing, and arguably going to help the boy, decided to side with the old man, the Jedi, out of fear of embarrassment. Is that right? So what's the point?
The tale is about blindness, and I thought the point was clear. At any rate, you think about it. You're the one who asked why the Jedi left me, remember? Now let's get going. My feet are itching for a good run.
That was a bit rambly, Jolie. I'm not sure it had any bearing on what I actually asked you.
Yes. What is it?
Is something wrong?
I was remembering Taris.
What about it?
It was a horrible place to have to live. At least in the lower cities where the non-humans tended to get relegated. Living for years in a place with no sun, living off the trash dropped from the upper levels, and the meager pay doing back-breaking labor.
Ugh, and the Rakghouls.
There was always the danger of Rakghouls coming up from the sewers, or more mundane predators living and working in the area. My family and I struggled each and every day to make something of our lives. But we could only go so far. Taxes from the corrupt government, more fees from the gangs controlling the streets, and whatever was left paying for what food and medical supplies we could afford.
How could such a government last?
It did not. But only because of the Jedi who came. It was very bad. We had no money to spare for any amenities. Even the Enclave on Dantooine seems a paradise in comparison. And of course, there was the constant bigotry and hate from the more affluent and human citizens, lording their wealth over us living below. Every once in a while, a rich human would come down through the lower levels with his droid entourage just to see how the wildlife lived, and laughed at the mockeries that were our successes. But I have come to meet many decent humans in my travels since those days. Indeed, some of the greatest people I have ever met are human.
Like who?
The Jedi who encouraged me to join the Order. The one who was with the group going to fight the Mandalorians. She was human. I am sorry. I am getting away from my point. If there even was one. Sometimes I curse the day my parents fled to Taris. But then again, if they had not, I would not be where I am today.
What's the saying? How does it go? The rock does not know why the chisel cleaves it. The iron does not know why the fire scorches it. When thy life is cleft and scorched, when death and despair leap at thee, do not beat your chest and curse your evil fate, but thank the Builder for the trials that shape thee. It's a good look to have on things. Getting through some tough times in your life will let you look back at them and laugh at them, or to perhaps make you a stronger person because of it, and shape you into the being you are today. Where did you flee from?
Another story for another time. For now, we must continue our own epic, to save the galaxy, if we can.
Okay. Well, we'll talk to both her and Jolie again before we actually start Manon. So, and in fact, I think we're gonna go to Manon, and then we'll cut the recording session there. Feels like we'll be playing for close to an hour, and then when we come back, I suppose we'll start talking with them, and then we'll head out into Manon. We're gonna want to do that final mission. All right, let's head on over there.